Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of ArrrCee. I'm ArrrCee, and today we're checking out Meanders on Steam. Now, I had to look it up real quick because I always thought, meander sort of meant like, if you said like, hey, that guy's meandering around, he's kind of randomly walking, maybe he's got like a limp, or he's kind of, has no direction sort of. But looking up the actual definition of meander, what it means is that there's a curve or a wind coming up in a road or a river. And I guess that is a very good description for this game, Meanders, is that every level that comes up and every set of levels that start, there's always going to be something thrown to kind of, sort of a curveball thrown your way to kind of change things up a bit. So what is Meanders? Looking in the background here, you can actually see that this is a level of the game, believe it or not. What we're going to actually do before we start jumping into like a really complex level like this is I want to show you the beginning of the game. So you jump in here. The game is kind of like a first-person platforming basketball, dodgeball type of game, okay? So what you do is you play as this guy, don't know who you're playing as, could be a girl, not even sure, but you pick up these red balls, and you throw them at things. So, like, for instance here, you throw it at this crystal, you realize, oh, once I hit the crystals, they turn red, it reveals the exit. So then you walk through the exit, very much like Super Monkey Ball, for those of you who remember Super Monkey Ball. Yeah, in this one, you're actually grabbing the red ball, and there's a little target down here, so you gotta just like, boom! You hit the target, reveals the exit. Now, these red balls will keep spawning. Anytime you hit the water, it disappears, it comes back. You can throw it all over the place. I mean, you could throw like a huge trajectory of them, like way across the ocean over there. And sploosh. And there it is again. So, let's move on to the next level here. Bullseye. This is where the basketball portion of it comes in place. You actually got to throw it into these hoops here. And then that even revealed some stairs that we could walk up to get into. And you got these little bounce pads too. It's very Quake 3 arena style. Hit this crystal from back end. So the one thing that isn't in these levels that should be are what's called balloons, and what was the other thing called? Well, we'll get to a level where they're at so I can show them off. But there's normally some collectibles that you could hit with the balls, to collect along the way. Oh yeah, and you can also double jump. So this first set of levels, they're kind of a, basically like a tutorial to get you into like the basics of how the game is actually going to work. So you can see we're going to hit double jump there, hit that one. The platforming in this is actually a lot of fun, but it can also be very frustrating. Like I found the first, I would say, 15 levels of this to be an absolute joy to play. Look at this, you gotta actually activate these to get things going. And then we hit the crystal again. There we go, we reveal the exit again. But yeah, I found the first half of this game to be an absolute joy. Like, this game is, at least the first half of it, going to be the cure for your winter blues this year if you get it. And for $5 to cure your winter blues, to give you something new and different and bright and cheery, I would say that is worth the price of admission for sure. And you can start using these cannons too, which is kind of cool. So a lot of the things you're getting here, you're going to be using throughout the whole rest of the game. There you go, flew right through it. There's even teleports too, but these teleports aren't as helpful as they might seem like they are here. You'll jump through teleports, and all they do is they kind of set you back to the beginning. But there you go, you kind of have a good idea of, what to expect from the normal game. Look at that. Get the moon just like quickly moving. I don't know what world we're in or whatever, but things are a bit nuts here. Alright, so we're gonna go to select meander. You can see here that in the intro, 1 through 10, you do actually have a path that it follows. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's all like just one big windy road that you follow. But as you go on, you could see like, oh, wait a minute, I did 21 through 25 over here, but not 11 through 15. I wonder why that is. So, you actually do have different ways of, going through the game. I'm not sure why it took my arrows away. That was kind of weird. But if you go back, you can see this is where you came from. You go through here. At 10, there's a fork in the road where you can go the cannon fodder way or you can go the bouncer field way. And then the further you go, 26 through 30, you can see there's yet another fork in the road in one of these levels as well. So there's all kinds of different ways to go. Now the unfortunate thing is that there's only 40 levels in here, and at the moment, at the start of this recording, I'm about 60 minutes in, so I'm only an hour in. But you can see that there's still a lot of levels I need to go through. So if you end up really enjoying this game, you find more, you find yourself wanting to go through the levels you haven't gone through, it's definitely going to be worth the money you pay for it. And then on top of that, there's other little mods that you can apply to it, but I'll show you those in a second here. We're going to jump into level 10. And that's what they are. You can get bubbles and balloons. And we'll be able to see more of those once we get to level 11 here. So we know that we have gone the way of cannon fodder, and you can actually see exit there, exit there. There's 2 ways to go. Boom. So we need to unlock bouncer field. So let's get to it, shall we? Now, in this one, like I said, I've already unlocked and hit all 3 bubbles. I've hit all 3 balloons, so there's not going to be anything left for us to do here except for to get over to the bouncer field. So there's that, and this will not be hard at all. Just ride right over here to this exit. I believe the other one was a little bit harder to unlock because you had a few basketball hoops you had to throw the ball through, but here we go. We're now in 11, and you can see here this thing floating above us with the little ribbons hanging off it. Those are balloons. So in this level we have 2 balloons. You can see them, one up here in the background, one over here. Every time you hit pause, you can kind of get a good view of what your level looks like. And these things here, these like real crazy, they almost look like 21-sided die or whatever, or golf ball. Those are your bubbles that you're trying to burst. So what you do to get those is you want to find your way over to the nearest red ball. There we go. That's 1 bubble. And this is really, really satisfying feeling. I'm kind of, oh, didn't quite reach that one, did we? I'm kind of a little irritated that when you restart the game, well, I mean, you have the option of restarting the game, so I mean, you could completely, restart. Here we go, hit it in midair, boom. That feels really good to do too. Rather, instead of using the word restart, because you can restart the game at any point and completely reset your progress, but when you play through, past levels, that they don't put like a transparent bubble there for you to know that you've gotten it, but you can still hit it with the ball because it just feels good. There's something about hitting these things with the red ball that just feels really, really good. Oh, see that? We went through a teleporter. That was not very helpful. But we do want to hit this balloon. There we go, we got it. But there is 1 more balloon to get to. And it is up there floating above the exit. So we still have a target to get and a balloon to get. And this is actually what's going to probably take up the majority of your time, is trying to figure out how to get to these different items that are floating around. Whether it's a balloon, whether it's a... Yeah, see, we actually got to hit a bounce pad probably to get this balloon right. Oh, just missed it. But the levels that come up in the 20s and 30s, they are going to be a lot more challenging, and I'll show you an example of that. Here we go. We got that one. Exit is open. Let's get ourselves another red ball here, see if we can get that balloon, and then we'll go to level 12. Now, one of the other things I wanted to speak to, too, is that I don't have much experience working in many of the... There, hit that one. There we go, we got it. I don't have much experience, developing games in a lot of the different engines. I know that this one uses Unreal Engine, but the thing with it is, even though it's fun to play, the physics are fun to play around with and everything like that, I don't know how much of this is just, like, engine rendered and how much of it was actually developed by whoever made it. You can see that everything in the background there, and just to get technical here, it's sort of a skybox, and a lot of the textures here, like, I mean, this is just like a red diamond thing. The water, I believe, is something that you can just add into Unreal. This texture here just looks like a texture that's kind of reused over and over on the stone. You know, and then there's floating text and everything. And it's not to say that it looks bad. It definitely looks clean, and it looks like, you know, someone actually took the care to create these things, you know? But what's interesting about it is that it does, some of it does look like assets and whatnot that would be, you know, just usable within the engine as soon as you open it. Because I know, Unreal, I think, is free to use until you put a game out. And then they'll take a portion of what you make depending on how much you make or something. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but anyway, let's go to level 12 here. But yeah, I just want to talk about the assets a little bit because it definitely is stunning in a way that the game is super abstract, and I like all the reflections and the colors and stuff like that, but I don't know how much of it is stock, you know, Unreal Engine. Part of it feels like a very brilliant and fun to play. What's happening here? Oh, crap. It's a timed platform. I haven't had those yet. Yeah, you know, half of this game is, you know, just it being a pleasure to play. It's a lot of fun. But the other half is sort of like trying to figure out if the abstractness and the way it's built is a product of Unreal Engine being easier to use. I guess we got to activate these. Or if, you know, it's legitimate, like, you know, the developer went out of their way and made a lot of these different things for the game. Crap, keep missing things. That's something I would really like to know, and I guess I would need more experience with Unreal to know that. But what I can say, though, is regardless of that, regardless of what has gone into it and what they've actually created versus what is easy to use in Unreal or whatever, I am definitely having fun with this game. There are portions of it that do get frustrating, which we'll get into in a second here. And part of it here is stuff like this, where, like, you have to unlock the chance to get to the ball here, right? Yeah, and see, this is another example I'm trying to make out here, because you can see the bubbles here that you burst are sort of the same shape as that balloon and the ball that you're throwing. So I'm like, you know, how easy is it to create these shapes in Unreal? I don't know. You'd have to speak to someone who's more of a developer than I am, but just seems a little bit weird to me. Oh, didn't quite get it. Come on, ball, come back. It's gonna be right over me. I'm gonna miss my chance. Oh, way off. Way off. I gotta hit the bounce pad or something. Alright, what are we trying to do here? There's the exit. We got some of the bubbles. There's that one. Hit the bounce pads again here. Try to get this guy again. Oh, that might be a bit too... Oh yeah, right over it, jeez. Not even close. Alright, how the hell am I supposed to unlock the exit? I can always come back to this area and get the bubbles again. Okay, here we go. We just got a target over here. This should do what we need to do. There we go. And there's our bounce pads. Alright. We'll move on to level 13. Alright, so here we are in level 13. Things are looking a little bit more ominous with some dark textures here. Some dark mechanical looking textures. Let's go into the options here so I can show you a bit of what some of the other stuff that this offers. You can actually get, you know, a total of how many bubbles you need to get in every level up here. It tells you there's 4. There's 1 balloon to get in this one. But there's this other menu, it's called Atomic Stuff. Now, under Atomic Stuff, you can actually unlock all kinds of different crazy stuff. A lot of it I haven't unlocked yet, probably because I haven't finished the game. But one thing you can turn on is this thing, which I have not used yet. And it's all based on, like, you know, they're sort of poking fun at different games. So they have, like, No Meanders Sky, Serious Meanders, or Serious M, I guess is what it's called. Zawarudo, Cannon Army. But, you know, all these things change up the way the game plays. So, like, in No Meander Sky, you're going to get a blaster gun, a jetpack, and a triple shot, but you can't jump. And it's unlocked from the start, and you only activate in case you really need it. But these I haven't unlocked. So with Serious M, you're actually going to get, like, a hand cannon, you get an air blast ability, you can get a recoil jump. Yeah, it unlocks a New Game Plus, so you got to finish the game. Unlocks a New Game Plus. So these all unlock a New Game Plus, but... They also have world stuff, which is not available yet, but they have Pimp My Meanders, which is huge meanders of meanders, which I have no idea what that means. They use the word so much in this that it's losing all meaning, you know. Tons of collectibles, 10 times the fun. And this is something that I think I'd be really, really interested in because there'd just be a ton of stuff to shoot and blow up and everything. And I feel like that is sort of like what feels best in this game, is when you get to blow up the bubbles and the balloons and that kind of thing. Then there's the Abyss of Meanders. You get an underworld area. It's 10 times more difficult. Ruins of Meanders. So they do have plans to unlock more levels and stuff for the game, which is pretty cool. But some of the stuff that we can turn on right now is like, there's a monochrome version. So, and what's cool is in the pause menu, it'll actually show you what things look like in the background. So if you hit monochrome, you're like, oh, I play in black and white. The Void, you get this real contrasty, you know, thing going on. Then you can turn on pixel art, and you can turn these on at any point you want. So you could turn on the Void and invert it. Oof, boy, it almost looks like a really gross-looking Quake level or something. Pixel art and mirrored. You can mirror the level too if you want a different look to it. That's pretty cool. The pixel with the 80s text style. Let's play in this Meanders 2077 look here. It looks even cooler in monochrome, I think. Oh, and the Void. Wow, that's really creepy, isn't it? Let's play in this a little bit. I haven't played in any other one yet. Let's give it a shot here. Almost makes it look like a brand new game, doesn't it? Okay, so these switches actually move the pillars. Oh, I see. We probably do want that there, because then we can use the bounce pads. Oh, I didn't quite get to it. So the funny thing is even though we're in this, like, purple grid thing here, you know, you're still hearing, like, water and whatnot, which is kind of creepy in a way. Oh, hit it. There we go, we got the ball. Bubble. Bubble. Let's see what the crystal looks like when you hit it. Crystal doesn't change its look, I don't know. That's not doing much for me because the colors don't change at all. They've also said that they're coming out with, on the 13th, something called Dry Souls, where if you hit the water, the whole level will reset on you. And it says prepare to get wet, so they're probably gonna make it really, really hard, where he says rage quit intensifies and difficulty increases. Let's turn that back off. Let's just go back to the normal game here. We had a balloon, right? Yeah. Let's see if... Oh, we got a few bubbles over here I did not notice. Yes. Okay. Where's that balloon at? That was coming around. Oh, I already missed it. This one is moving quick. Ugh. Forget it. We'll move on. I'll come back for that. Some of those balloons, they move so quick, it can be really hard to predict where they're going to go. Alright, what level are we in? We're in 14 here. I tell you what, guys, we're going to jump into another level here. Let's select Meander. Let's get to the end. And let me show you a level that was kind of frustrating in a way. Let's see, cleared that. That's been cleared. Trick shot. What was trick shot? Let's check out 28. I'm not completely sure what... Because I played through these already, but they can get confusing because they all kind of look the same. This one's not too bad, but... Let's see here. You have this companion cube, which is very, very Portal-esque. And the cube can do different things. But the cube's main role here is to be a cube that you drop in this little pad, which I did not know. I was looking all around like, where in the hell am I supposed to put this guy at, right? Now this level's actually pretty simple. This wasn't one of the ones I was thinking about. But what's cool is you do get these crazy cannons that you can shoot yourself up through, which is pretty cool. Let's see here. We're looking for a target or something, I think. Looking. Oh, it's crystal up there. Okay. That's the other thing, too. The game is a little confusing as to goals and stuff once in a while. Yeah, we got a far way to throw this up, don't we? Because you have hoops you have to throw the balls through, you have crystals you have to hit it at, you know, you have targets once in a while you have to hit it at. I feel like the game needs to be a little bit more clear about, you know, where it is, or what it is exactly you're supposed to be doing. Like, if you have to hit a crystal to unlock the exit, make it so it's always a crystal, you know? Don't do all these, like, different things, because it's a little confusing. And, like, in that one, for instance, I'm like, am I looking for a target? Like, what am I looking for? Let me see if I can find... Here we go, lasers. So this one was really frustrating to me at first. So you gotta get this ball, and anytime this ball touches these lasers, it will disappear. Like that. And I was actually able to make it through. Like, I made it look really easy right there. But I had, like, probably a few minutes of, like, just jumping through here, grabbing the ball, not really quite getting where I need... You need to, like, kind of time these jumps correctly to get this thing through the lasers. And if this thing rolls around and hits your ball, then you're done for. But that right there is the easiest time I've ever had getting the ball through. I think it's just because we're doing this video and they want to be like, you know, something, oh no. And then, look, I completely missed the hoop, so now we'd have to go do that again. Ugh, this one was super frustrating for me the first time I did it. But yeah, we're doing the video, so, like, of course, while we're recording, it looks easy, you know, but whatever. Hit the balloon? Didn't hit it. I don't think I've tried hitting a balloon yet. Let's see what happens when you do, or if you can. Oh wow, you can actually hit the balloons to burst them. That I did not know. Got a whole new game to play now. Whoa, it's small. There we go. Get the green one, yeah! Oh, there should be an achievement for, like, bouncing on them like that. Look at that, bubbles are complete for this level now. I did not know that you could run into them. That's fun. Alright, let's check out another one. I think it's the one that forks at 10? Is that right? No. We did that one earlier. Forks at 25. Yes, this one. Okay. So this one is, in my opinion, like, kind of a big pain in the butt. You got all these hoops you have to throw these red things through, right? So, as you're doing it, you're like, oh, okay, this is fun. I got the easy hoops to do right there. And then I got these to jump through, which is fun. But then you, once you unlock the first exit, which is the one that I went through, that's only done by getting these first 4 hoops. So these next few that are up on this thing, I got lucky on that one. But there's 4 hoops that go round and round on this thing here. And what sucks is that you have to keep jumping back. Oh, jeez. See, that's what sucks. You have to keep jumping back here, grabbing the red ball, going over here, jumping back over here, jumping over here, and then throwing them through the hoop again. Then when you do one, you gotta do more. So, it's like, then you gotta run back, you gotta do 2 or 3 more, and it gets really... gets kind of old after a while. But, because we did the thing with the bubble, I kind of want to see if we can actually run through the hoops. Nope, it didn't matter. I just ran through the hoop. Didn't change anything. So now we're stuck in the abyss of water here, where we need to get back to the cannon. So I find this to be a bit easier because I have, you know, I've played through the most of the game. I've gotten very familiar with the mechanics and everything and how it's gonna work. I would say most of the time when I get to a new level, I kind of know what I need to do. But there are times, too, when I still get in and I'm just like, what in the hell is this, you know? Like this area right here, it's like, I gotta try to, yeah, see, that's the stuff that's frustrating me. You're on, like, a slippery surface right here. Because you can see, like, I'm not even hitting keys and he's kind of slipping around. And then if you accidentally hit the jump pad, you're jumping around, so, like, your shot is not going to be accurate and it just gets kind of frustrating. But like I was saying, the first few levels of this are so fun. Like I would say 1 through 10, and then the first few in the 20s here are super fun. And then it starts to get kind of, I don't know, just not as fun for me. Things become more complicated and frustrating as it goes on. I kind of would just like, with a game like this, something to pass the time, like maybe like 100 simple, like real simple levels just to like chew my teeth, or cut my teeth on rather. Chew my teeth. You don't want to chew your teeth. Hit the balloon. Ugh. Terrible at hitting those balloons. I never lead them quite right. Hit it. There we go. 1 out of 1 balloon. Let's see, we got another bubble over here. Oh, went right over it. There we go. Where are the other 2 bubbles at? Alright, let's grab this. Slippery surface? Oh, it's one of those again. Alright, so that's gonna rotate platforms. I'm gonna hit this bubble. There we go. It's so fun that now I know I can do that. Alright, but we gotta unlock that. Oh, I see. He actually had to touch that to make it disappear so he could throw the ball in there. But that did not work out for me. Now I'm stuck in here. I think the ball is too. Okay, so I can pick the ball back up. You can do that. You can actually pick the ball up and reshoot it if you like. You could do that with the cube as well. So yeah, you know, I think you guys kind of get the idea what this game is. I think it's a fun little game. It's certainly worth like $5, and I think right now, because it was just released, I think for the first week or two it's going to be like $3.50 on Steam. So for a game like this, it's certainly worth the money. There's going to be plenty to do, and it looks like they plan to support it quite a bit. I mean, they've already released the first update for it, and it's only been out for I believe a day or two. So they've already had some bug fixes, and they've already announced that this Dry Souls thing is coming out on the 13th for people who are looking for a real challenge. So I definitely think that there's a challenge aspect to this game that people are really, really going to like, and I think that's probably where the meat of the game is. But I feel like they really should have, like, just for people like me who kind of just want to lay back and chill with this game and just enjoy the physics, enjoy the throwing of the balls, the bursting of the balloons and stuff like that. They you know, should really just do like a quick, like, here's 100 levels of like easy but fun, maybe a little challenging. Get this one? There we go. Maybe slightly challenging levels, you know. Because when this starts getting frustrating and a little bit hard, it becomes not fun. You find yourself like doubling back to grab these red you know, balls constantly, and it can be a little tedious at times. But other than that, I think the physics feel really good. I think the game is a lot of fun. We fell. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. That's Meanders, guys. Like I said, it's a cheap little game. Definitely a fun time waster if you're looking to cleanse your palate or just play something that's bright and cheery and fun for the winter time here. But there you go. But GG, everybody. I'll see you all next time.